I want to talk to you today about a concept that's known as fiduciary duty. My name is William Hutchison. I'm the owner of the two websites that you see in the thumbnail, along with my wife. I want to start first of all by saying the real estate business in Colombia. It's been termed a horrible mess by a lawyer in Medellin, and I, for one, concur 100%. There's no education of agents, there's no registration, there's no licensing, but above all, there's no discipline. So it's a free-for-all. Agents do what they want, whether it's legal or not, whether it's under the table or not. It's just a different system, and it's one that you have to be wary of. Fiduciary duty, and I'm going to refer to my notes. The Cambridge Dictionary refers to or defines fiduciary as something relating to the responsibility to take care of someone else's asset in a suitable way. In real estate, that would refer to the property that either a buyer is interested in or a seller wants to sell. There's also an element of confidentiality in any negotiation. And we, my two companies, take fiduciary duty very seriously. The exchange of information, for example, if I have a seller, anything discussed between the seller and myself is entirely confidential and goes no farther. My position is, by passing information on from a seller to a buyer is usually detrimental to the seller. We have adopted as our standard operating procedure the American Realtor Code of Ethics. It's a voluntary process, but we take the terms and the conditions outlined in that document to be serious, and it's the way we do our business on a daily basis. Let me give you two examples of fiduciary duty. We are acting for a seller, and with the other agent, we get a question. And the question is, what is the minimum that your seller is going to accept? Our standard answers are twofold. Number one, put your offer on paper. Number two, we don't know. Whether we know or not is not important. That minimum, which we may know, is not important. It's not to be divulged because it could cost our seller money. For example, if we said to the buyer's agent, they will accept $210,000, but prior to knowing that, the buyer was offering $225,000, we just cost our client, we're supposed to be representing his best interests, $15,000. It's not going to happen. So the concept is rare here. We follow it religiously. Nothing either a buyer or a seller says to us is related to the other side. because in most cases it can only be detrimental to our client. You will not find fiduciary duty very often in Colombia, and even when you do, your chances are that you will not find an English-speaking agent that can deal in those negotiations. I encourage you to contact us if you're looking in the real estate area. This fiduciary duty relates mostly to people buying, but it can also be relative in the rental market, where information may cost your client a few dollars because you passed information on that was confidential between you and your client. That's it for today. Please subscribe. We're closing in on 300. I'd like to get the information out to as many people as we can. It helps people thinking about retiring here. It's a beautiful lifestyle. It's a wonderful place to live. It's inexpensive relative to where you are. I'm seeing some prices. I had a comment yesterday on my last video where someone had a root canal done, an implant, and then a crown, and it was $3,600 US. That here would be in the hundreds. And that's only one area of the cost of living of where you're living now. William Hutchison, Armenia Columbia Realty for Expats, and Salento Columbia Realty. I live in paradise, and you can too.